Y'all, what's good, man? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy Blaze. And I'm back with another banger for y'all. This time, we got some conspiracy theory things going on. This is something new to the channel. I've never done it before. At least I don't think I have. I've done a lot of videos, almost 400 to be precise. So we're going to go ahead and see what this brings, y'all. What am I talking about, you may ask? I'm talking about a simulation theory. And I cannot process this alone. So we're doing this together. Right now, right here, it all starts.
Is this
We live in a simulation. The evidence is everywhere. All you have to do is look. Just look. Anyways, this is from the Y-Files. Let's jump into it.
reality? Well, we're experiencing something right now, so maybe the better question is, what is reality? Could everything we see, everything we experience, everything that exists in our entire universe be artificial? Supporters of simulation theory believe that not only is it possible that we're living in a simulation, it's likely. And the more we look for evidence, the more we find. Let's find out why.
You are going to have questions. You're gonna question everything. Don't believe me? Check it out.
The idea of the universe being a simulation is not a new one. Theories exist in ancient cultures around the world. Modern simulation theory comes from Nick Bostrom, a philosopher at Oxford who wrote an influential paper on the subject in 2003. Assuming that living in a simulation is possible, Bostrom presents the simulation trilemma, which says one of the following must be true. 1, we destroy ourselves before we're able to create a simulation. 2, we're able to create a simulation but choose not to. Or 3, we are definitely in a simulation. Bostrom believes each of these is equally likely to be true. Now, I don't think that's controversial. We use computer models to study the human population, predict the weather, for entertainment. We simulate everything. And when a civilization can create a realistic simulation, the most obvious one to create is that of its own early existence. Bostrom calls this an ancestral simulation. And a civilization that can do this wouldn't just create one simulation, it would create many. And those simulated civilizations might create their own simulations of the universe, and on like Russian nesting dolls of reality.
Now you're a character in that world and you think you have free will and you say, I want to invent a computer, so you do. Hey, I want to create a world in my computer. And then that world creates a world in its computer. And then you have simulations all the way down.
When Elon Musk was asked what he thought the chances were that our reality is the original base reality,
the odds that we're in base reality is 1 in billions.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is a little more conservative. He thinks the odds that we are in base reality versus a simulated reality is 50-50. A 50-50 chance that everything we experience is artificial, that's still pretty high. And even though we mostly hear what scientists think about this, it's not scientific theory. Simulation theory isn't math, it's philosophy. It isn't physics, it's metaphysics. So what we need is hard evidence that we live in a simulation. And to find proof, all you have to do is look.
It's just the code. It's just fingers typing on a keyboard or whatever. Just the code. Just coding. Just coding in our simulation.
Universe from the religious point of view. God created everything. Fine. Where was he before? What caused the Big Bang to happen in the first place? Or what made God decide to snap his fingers or wiggle his nose or whatever he did to make everything happen? If you ask a physicist to explain what existed before the universe, they'll give you an answer about quantum foam, dark energy, or something just as bonkers as the Big Bang. Ask a theologian what existed before God created the universe, and you'll get an answer equally as confusing. But what does make sense is that the universe was just sitting there dormant. Then someone somewhere decided to boot up a program. And in that program, our program, are all the laws of the universe. Electromagnetism and gravitational force are written into the program. The speed of light gets a value. There's code for Planck's constants of mass, speed, and time. Avogadro's number is in there, along with a bunch of other rules that govern the behavior of everything that exists, all part of our program. Even consciousness itself is part of our simulation. If you've never heard of simulation theory, then this might sound far-fetched, but some of the world's most respected scientists, technologists, and philosophers believe that it is more likely than not that we are living in an artificial reality. So, how do we prove it?
Seedance 2.0 is now on Artlist, and you can get precisely what you want.
I'll take a robbery.
I'll take a robbery.
If we live in an artificial reality, it would make sense for there to be occasional glitches. Philip K. Dick is one of the most influential science fiction writers of all time. Movies based on his books include Blade Runner, Total Recall, Minority Report, The Adjustment Bureau, and plenty of others. He believed there are many universes, and sometimes those other realities bleed into ours. He claimed to have visions of this, and even wrote stories like The Man in the High Castle based on these visions.
That in fact plural realities did exist superimposed onto one another like so many film transparencies.
One way other realities blend into ours could be the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect—
Drop in the comments what you remember before I read these out. Don't Google it. Just go off of straight memory, because this is very important, y'all. You know what I mean? This is very important. Y'all ready?
is when a large number of people have memories of events that don't match reality. This is called the Mandela effect because millions of people specifically remember Nelson Mandela died in prison. He didn't. People remember his wife walking beside his casket in a funeral procession that was on television for 2 hours that day. This never happened. Or the Berenstain Bears, which people insist were always called the Berenstein Bears. People remember the tycoon from Monopoly having a monocle that he never had. What was Darth Vader famous?
What do y'all remember? Do y'all remember the same thing? Berenstein Bears? I remember the Berenstein Bears. And I sure as heck don't remember it being called Berenstein either. You know what I mean? It's just like the movie Sinbad. Y'all ever seen the movie Sinbad? Apparently never existed, but people have VHS tapes of the movie Sinbad. But to us, I mean, what are we? We're crazy people that just come up with all types of weird conspiracy stuff, huh? That's what we are, right? Yeah, okay.
For saying,
Luke, I am your father.
Nope, he never
Oh, good one here, y'all.
said that.
What?
What about Stouffer's stovetop stuffing?
Best part of Thanksgiving.
No, it isn't, because there's no such product. Stovetop is made by Kraft.
No.
The evil queen from Snow White who looked into her
I mean, honestly, what is really going on with history's famous quotes? I am very much pissed right now. That is absolutely unacceptable, y'all. And we're just sitting here taking it. We're taking it. We're just letting them do this to us. Like, what is going on here, chat? Why? Why are we just letting this happen to us? And Jiffy peanut butter? Really? I mean, come on. How many of y'all remember Jiffy? I do. Was it ever Jif? I don't think so. Pretty sure it was Jiffy. But like I said, who am I? Just some dimbat, some hoo-doo-doo-doo, some nutty nut man that's living in this world. Have no clue. I'm just a squirrel. Shit.
mirror and said,
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
nope.
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
My reality is shattered.
People remember Febreze being spelled with 2 E's. People remember Jiffy peanut butter, but there's no such thing. And there are a lot more. A lot more. Personally, I don't have most of these false memories, but there are a few that get me. The Flintstones. There are 2 T's in the Flintstones. I remember just one. And what about the Fruit of the Loom logo? I could swear it looks like this, but it doesn't. This is the actual logo. No.
They are playing with our intelligence. Fruit of the Loom, nor cornucopia. What? So if this is bad memory, and there are way too many people remembering this same wrong things for this to be random, what is it then? Can somebody please explain to me what it is? Because I'm tired of going crazy. I really am. I really am. I mean, Philip K. Dick says it's glitches, literal glitches in the simulation and deja vu. That feeling like you've lived a moment before, that's the simulation correcting itself, patching, updating. You know how a game patches and updates itself? You know, keeps it running smoother and everything. Yeah, well, that's what our current simulation is doing. Apparently, the reasoning for all these Mandela effects is because there's patches going on in our simulation. It's updating. Think of it, y'all. Y'all got to stay grounded, man. Y'all got to stay. Every chance you get that sunshine, man. They don't want you to have that sunshine. They're trying to take it away from you with all these chemtrails. Get that sunshine, y'all. Doesn't matter if you got to go on a vacation somewhere where they got sunshine all year round or something, man. Get that sunshine, man. Keep yourself grounded to the ground. You know what I mean? Keep your mind strong, y'all, because they're playing those intelligent mental games with us. And you got to be strong-minded enough to be able to fight back, y'all. We got to get it.
Cornucopia.
Corn your what now?
Basket.
Then just say basket for crying out loud.
And at the end of Moonraker, a terrible but excellent James Bond movie, I remember Jaws' girlfriend as having braces. I mean, I specifically remember it. She didn't have braces. I just can't get my brain to accept it. That's the Mandela effect. So why do millions of people distinctly remember different things?
Glitch in a simulation?
Yep. Philip K. Dick also felt when we experienced deja vu is because something in our simulated universe changed and a new timeline branched off of the current one.
We are living in a computer-programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed.
Ever feel like you've lived a moment before? That's because, according to Philip K. Dick and others, you have. Deja vu is the simulation correcting itself with new information. But skeptics can easily dismiss these theories. The human mind is terribly unreliable. They don't accept this as evidence. But we're not done yet. We live in a huge universe, 200 billion trillion stars. And even if life is rare, you'd think there'd be some evidence of it somewhere. This is Fermi's paradox. And according to the Drake equation, there should be over 1 million technologically advanced civilizations just in our galaxy. And on average, the nearest one should be just a few hundred light years away. But there's nothing, at least not that we can see. So where is everybody? Are we really alone in the universe, or does our program only focus on us? And what about the physical rules that are in place? Max Tegmark, a cosmologist at MIT, said the strict laws of physics point to the possibility of a simulation. Putting a cap on the speed of light sure is a good way to keep your Sims from venturing out too far from home. Theoretical physicist James Gates thought simulation theory was crazy. Then he started studying quarks and electrons. He found error-correcting code buried deep inside the equations used to describe string theory.
So you're saying as you dig deeper, you find computer code writ in the fabric of the cosmos.
Into the equations that we want to use to describe the cosmos, yes.
Computer code.
Computer code, strings of bits of ones and zeros.
Dr. Gates has changed his mind about simulation theory. In 2017, a group of scientists at the University of Washington proved they can embed computer code into strands of DNA. Everything in nature is math. Look at the Fibonacci sequence. You get the Fibonacci sequence by adding two previous numbers in the sequence together. So 1 plus 1 equals 2, 2 plus 1 equals 3, 3 plus 2 equals 5, 5 plus 3 equals 8, and so on forever. You get the golden ratio, also called phi, by dividing two consecutive Fibonacci numbers. So the number 89 is a Fibonacci number. The next number in the sequence after 89 is 144. 144 divided by 89 is the golden ratio. It's about 1.618. We see Fibonacci numbers and the golden ratio everywhere. The number of petals on a flower is usually a Fibonacci number. Lilies have 3 petals, buttercups have 5, chicory has 21, and a daisy has 34. And the spacing of each petal is arranged in a circle according to the golden ratio. As trees grow, the number of branches they form is a Fibonacci number. And not just plants, animals too. The ratio of female to male honeybees in a colony is the golden ratio, 1.618. The human body conforms to the golden ratio too. Most of the body follows the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 5. 1 nose, 2 eyes, 3 limb segments, 5 fingers, 5 toes. The proportions of the body, like the length of your shoulder to your elbow, and from your elbow to your fingertips, that's the golden ratio. Even a DNA molecule measures 34 angstroms long by 21 angstroms wide. Fibonacci numbers and the golden ratio. From the spiral of seashells to the spiral of a galaxy and everything in between, Fibonacci numbers are everywhere. Now, some claim this is a coincidence, that humans look for patterns in chaos because that's what we're programmed to do.
What we're programmed to do.
And isn't that interesting? By trying to debunk simulation theory, they actually end up proving it. No matter what we study, whether it's something the size of a galaxy or as small as an electron, everything in the universe seems to follow patterns and rules. In other words, a program.
So drop in the comments, man. Do you think we're in a simulation? I really need to know y'all opinions. Please drop that in the comments, man. Let me know if y'all think we're in a simulation. So put Y for yes, N for no, or just type out yes or no. But let me know. And which Mandela effect messed you up completely? I'm curious to know about that. I want to know if I'm the only one out here tripping. You know what I mean? Right now, I feel like I'm the only one out here tripping. You know? Like, that's crazy. The Bernstein Bears? Like, what? What? The Fruit of the Loom with no cornucopia? What? Like, Darth Vader? Luke, I am your father? What? How was that? What? How did that not happen? Man. Anyways, y'all, it's your boy Blaze. Peace. We are out.